Hi, Steph here. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 mistakes beginner actors make. Now, these are mistakes that I see time and time again, and these are mistakes that I have made over the last 8 years. The goal of this is not to criticize or to judge anyone. The goal here is to educate and inform. So let's get straight into it. Actors tend to want to show an emotion. These emotions can often take the form of cliches or stereotypes, and they are often exaggerated. If you are angry, your tendency is to scream and shout, and if you are happy, your tendency is to smile from ear to ear. A prime example of overacting can be found in adverts. Pay close attention to those adverts. If someone is in pain, they are generally over-exaggerated. So the ways to overcome this tendency to overact is to watch people. People watching is one of the great ways that you can see how people in everyday situations react. Another great resource are documentaries and interviews. This is a great space to pick up the subtleties of how people react. Now, some of those documentaries are staged, but you can still grab little bits of information from them. Something that has helped me overcome this tendency to overact or emote is to question my first instinct. Sometimes our first instincts can be correct, but other times they are generally leaning towards the cliche, leaning towards the stereotypical. One great way is to ask yourself, can I do this a different way? Does someone in real life react this way? How would I react if I wasn't acting right now, if the cameras weren't rolling and someone gave me that information? You'll often find that there are subtleties. Sometimes when we're happy, we're not necessarily smiling from ear to ear. There's just a general aura of happiness. A lot of overacting can also come from a miscommunication between the director and the actor, so make sure you are asking questions. Remember, you are not acting for 2-year-olds. You don't need to over-exaggerate and explain every single thing your character's going through. Acting is reacting, and reacting is listening. Beginner actors tend to not listen to their scene partners, and I'm not talking about the words that are being said, but rather how they are being said. This is incredibly important during the rehearsal phase, as this is the time that you are going to be experimenting with a lot of things. Listen to what your fellow actor is doing and saying and how they are saying it, so that you can create something quite magical. Now, I understand that there are many actors who want to leave things for the moment, and yes, please do that, leave things for the moment, but remember, you have to listen to what is being given to you. Often or not, more experienced actors will begin to play around with the emphasis or their attitudes towards certain words, and your job as the partner in the scene is to listen to how those things are being said and react accordingly. Now, a great way to practice this is to do improv. I know it is the dreaded word inside of acting. A lot of actors don't like improvisation, but this is a great way to listen to your fellow actor, to listen to other people, because you have to. In order to respond to them, in order to improvise, in order to give something in the moment, you have to know what is being given to you. You don't have to join an acting improv trope or anything like that. You can purely just attend a class once a month, once every 2 months. It's just a great way to begin to practice those skills. A lot of young actors tend to not pay attention to the ends of words. Remember, guys, this is not mumble rap. This is acting. We, as the audience, need to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. Focusing on consonants is incredibly important. Now, the tendency here is to overdo every single word that is being said. No, this is not what you need to be doing. You just need to focus on the ends of those words to give clarity, because if we can't hear you, then the story falls flat. Even if you hit the word slightly, that is all we need to place it in context of the situation. But if we can't hear what you're saying, then there's no point, then information can't be brought across. Now, you can Google articulation exercises. I'm not going to go through them at the moment. There are plenty of resources out there on the planet, and then you just begin to practice them every single day. With everything in life, you need practice. If you want to get better at playing guitar, you practice. If you want to get better at being a runner, you practice. If you want to get better at acting, you practice. This includes articulation exercises, this includes scenes, this includes doing screenplays, reading screenplays. There are tremendous resources out there, just a little sidebar, tremendous resources out there where you can actually download an entire movie script. So all your favorite scripts, you can get them online and then you can read it and you can do your favorite monologues out of that. Now, you don't need to be putting every single monologue that you do on YouTube and all of the things and showing it to all of your family members. No, remember, you are doing this for yourself because you are practicing your craft. It's like a runner getting up at 6 a.m. to go running. If you do that every day for 30 minutes a day, imagine what you'll feel like at the end of 6 months, at the end of a year. Actors do not do this enough and then they wonder why they are not improving. You're not putting in your reps. Put your reps in. Now, I know what a lot of actors are going to be saying, that some of them want to practice in the actual doing of a show or the craft of doing it on set. To that I say, watch this video down here. This might clarify things for you, but the short answer of it is, if you're not getting any work, then you have to do it for free, because what's the alternative? You're not being hired. So gain the experience. Okay. Too many pregnant pauses. I am at fault with this one. I do it all the time. I often tell the director, listen, I have the tendency to do pregnant pauses because I milk the moment. Pregnant pauses create unnecessary silences in dialogue. The key word there, everyone, is unnecessary. Silences are necessary in dialogue and they can create an incredible amount of weight and room for the audience to think about something or to think about what is just being said. But if you keep doing it over and over again in the same scene, the scene can become slow and sluggish and no one really cares anymore and it becomes boring, which is the number one thing that you should never be, is boring. Ways that I have begun to overcome this is to practice not overvaluing every little piece of dialogue. It's okay if something gets lost. It's okay if you just glance over that word or that feeling or that thing. Discuss it with the director. The director will tell you where you need to emphasize specific things or where you can't throw away stuff. We used to call this, I actually thought about it now, lift and separate, like a bra. My one teacher said that, just lift it and separate it. So you'll find where the important moments are, but often and not, don't overvalue each and every moment. Sometimes you are just delivering a line and that's it. You don't need to milk every moment. Okay, we are heading into a more, I guess, rounded version of acting, or on the outskirts of mistakes that people tend to make. Not necessarily craft related, but more related to the entire business of acting. Not having energy during the slate. This can be very different when you are looking at auditioning for a screenplay versus auditioning for, let's say, an advert. There are two different skill sets that you need to apply here. I'm leaning more towards the advert side of it, but you can apply some of these techniques to the screenplay audition as well. Slate is where you introduce yourself and you provide important information to whoever's viewing it on the other side. Now, I have seen it happen the other day. Saw an actor in a casting here in South Africa. We all are in the same room at the same time. Saw an actor get up, stand on a little dot, and introduce themselves like this. My name is Stefan Erasmus and I am an actor with ERM profiles. Okay, now imagine just for a second that you are watching this. You are going through all the tapes and you've come across tape number 552. And suddenly that arrives. My name is Stefan Erasmus and I am an actor with ERM. It's a little boring, right? It's a little boring. Now, I'm not saying get in there with all your drama theater energy. You don't need to be bouncing off of the walls, no. But at least have the sense that you want to be there. The willingness, the eagerness, the happiness of being there needs to come through. Something that has helped me quite a lot, and I've been experimenting with it, is just doing a little jump before my intro. Just a little jump. I just get there and I stand there and I go, hi, my name is Stefan Erasmus and I am an actor with ERM. Profiles, yeah. That's it. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything more. You don't need to be there with all the positivity and energy in the world. No, just get there with a smile on your face and an eagerness to be there. Now, I have a little confession to make. I've only done my showreel this year. I know what you're saying. I've been doing it for 8 years. I'm in this industry and I only now, after 8 years of acting, have sorted out my showreel. My first one. I've made it my first ever showreel. Yep. Now, I think that this is incredibly important to get a showreel or demo reel out as soon as possible. Now, you might be saying, Steph, I don't have material for it. What will I put on my showreel? And to that I say, I've left a couple of links below to what you can do on your demo reel or show reel. But on the flip side of that, remember that you don't need a lot in the beginning. 3 scenes are fine. You don't need it to be 5 minutes long. You can have, if you only have 30 seconds, then only show 30 seconds. That's fine, because that's what you have at that time. You know, I think my show reel that I've recently cut is I'll leave a link to that below so you can see what I've done recently. It doesn't have to be this super big, grandiose, done with like Hans Zimmer music in the background swelling with you running down a field. No. All it needs to do is showcase your range. So pick 3 scenes where the character has a lot of agency and another one where the character is a little bit more reserved. Show off your big moments, your small moments. That's all the show reel needs. Remember, someone isn't watching it to see how good the editing is. Someone's watching it to see if you are suitable for the role. They're also doing a screen test of you to see what you look like on camera. Some people look older on camera, some people look younger on camera. It doesn't need to be perfect when you start out, but I would encourage you to at least start the process of doing it, because you will be thankful later on. Now, I am very guilty of this one. I am going to be a little bit more personal, consonants. I am going to be a little bit more personal on this. I have been chasing the fame for a very long time. That's what I wanted to achieve through acting. I wanted the red carpets, I wanted the Hollywood lifestyle, the events, the fancy cars, all of the things, the parties, gosh. And recently now, during this time of lockdown, my why has changed. The reasons for wanting to be involved in this industry has changed. And I would encourage all of the young actors starting out to please sit down and really begin to interrogate this person right here and ask yourself, why are you doing this? And be honest, be brutally honest with yourself. Why do you want to be an actor? It's not an easy profession, it's not. It's not going to get you money right off the bat, it's not. You're going to sit in this gray area for a very long time. And really, truly beginning to understand your why is important. It's not all about the fame. Remember, fame is a byproduct of the work that you do. And you don't have to be famous to be an actor. Ooh, on that note, not embracing your imperfections. Hollywood has created this weird standard for us, this like perfect body, chiseled abs, high cheeks, skinny waist. This is not the case anymore. We are moving into a trend of seeking the real, seeking the natural, seeking the imperfections in people, seeking to embrace different stories, different narratives. Your imperfections make you incredibly unique. No one on earth has your laugh. No one on earth has your smile. No one on earth talks the way you talk. No one on earth looks the way you look. Please, young actors, begin to embrace the things that make you different. Because in that you will find uniqueness, and in that you will find that you will be more of yourself, and you can give more of yourself. We are all on our own timelines. Every one of us has a different journey, different time that we are going to grow, a different rate at which we are going to grow. A lot of actors that I've spoken to, especially those coming straight out of drama school, want to land all the big roles. They want to be number one on the call sheet. But the truth is that is not going to happen for 99.99999% of us in this industry. We are only going to peak later on in life. For one, I think that I am nowhere near the peak of my career. I think in the next 15 years, I will begin to hit some sense of a peak. And all I'm doing in the meantime is learning and absorbing and being patient and improving where I can, because that's all we can do. And understanding that it's going to take the next 15 years and that I'm in it for the long game, frees me up so much. Less anxiety, less pressure, less needing to get everything now. We need more patience in this industry. We do. Cool, that was my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. Leave a comment down below if you found these tips helpful, or if you have any other tips to share, things that you've experienced, things that you tend to get wrong, or mistakes you tend to make. As I said before, this channel is dedicated to improving and educating actors and filmmakers. I will be bringing out videos every single week about my journey into filmmaking and my journey through acting. I also have a vlog channel that you can check out. This is where I just literally point the camera in one direction and start filming and talk about things that I'm thinking about, more free-form content. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy your day and see you on the next one.